Hey guys, what's going on? Liam here from Liam Stops Tinnitus, and as the title said, I'm going to quickly speak about the potential connection between sunlight and tinnitus, and well, really fixing tinnitus that was brought on through medication. So I'm talking about specific medications, not including Roaccutane and not necessarily including antibiotics, but I'm talking about medications such as SSRIs, mainly antidepressants and sleep medications that contain halogens. Now, if you remember from my previous video, I briefly touched on halogens, and you can go back and watch that. And in this video, I talk about how halogens are used as binders, and they do work quite effectively to bind molecules together. I don't obviously understand how that works, but I do understand they are used and they are very poisonous. So if you look at the periodic table, okay, you look at the halogens or halides as they're referred to as well, you have bromine, iodine, chlorine, and fluoride, and another one which is not used in medications. The ones we have to look out for is mostly bromine, okay? Bromines are commonly used in antidepressants and sometimes used in antibiotics and in other drugs such as Roaccutane before. But when it comes to antibiotics, the main problem they cause is a gut issue relating to tinnitus. And when you look at Roaccutane, the main issue they cause is they dry out the mitochondrial salt water. What I want to talk about in this video really quickly is the connection between halides, bromine and fluoride. And of course this is fluoride in your toothpaste, but we're talking about a high concentrated level in SSRIs and other medications such as benzodiazepines. So the brand names would be Zoloft, Ativan, Xanax, stuff like that, which is very, very toxic, off-the-shelf, cyclical drugs. Okay, so what do they do? First of all, once again, please refer back to my previous video, and you're going to see how I spoke a little bit about how the ear works. A very big overview, mind you, okay? We spoke about how sound, that's energy, it's a vibration, it goes into your ear, okay? Goes in the ear canal, it hits the eardrum wobbles. That wobbling eardrum is connected directly to the malleus, incus, and stapes. That stapes hits the cochlea, and then that cochlea is filled with lymph, water, and that water vibrates and it moves along, and the hair cells, which kind of look like this, they move along with the water, and they use a neurotransmitter to turn that vibration, okay, of the water into electricity, pass it through a nerve into the part of the brain which processes hearing. Okay, if you didn't understand anything I said, I recommend watching this video again. So, what is the point of, how can we get tinnitus from halides? So what do halides do? Let's take bromine for example, it's a halogen, bromine. Well, what does bromine do? It strips one of the 3 electrons or more from our mitochondria. Inside our mitochondria, inside the cells inside our inner ear, those mitochondria, okay, we need them to be, inside the mitochondria, the ATP needs to spin very fast to create energy. It is, in the world, the only energy source that runs at 100% efficiency. Fun fact, huh? Human-made, very cool. No engineers have been able to, what do you call it? Replicate it in any shape or form. Nothing works at 100% efficiency except the ATP. Now, what does the ATP need for energy? It needs those 3 electrons to store the power. How does it get that power? Out of the 3 electrons, okay, inside the mitochondria, which helps the ATP to function, which helps hearing, you have 3 electrons, as I just said, and they're fueled, okay, and actually derived and created from, 2 of them are from sunlight, and 1 of them is from food, okay? So we need that sunlight. So what happens when you take a halide-based medication such as a benzodiazepine, an SSRI, aka Xanax or Zoloft? They start to strip the electrons from the mitochondria and reduce the efficiency and how effective they are at turning vibration into electricity. Now, the endoplasmic reticulum inside the cell comes into this too, because that is also a big conduit. It folds proteins and creates energy as well. So what do we do? What are the steps we have to take to fix this problem? Because you can get tinnitus from taking an SSRI once or twice, and some people can get it after about 3 years when you tie in stress as well. So what do we do? The first thing we have to do, obviously, we have to look at how are electrons created. And I just said, it's from sunlight and food. So we need, and everything in the world is made of electrons, but we need the right electrons. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get rid of those old dead cells. So fasting and deeper sleep. So fix your circadian rhythm, okay? And don't eat all day. I would recommend a 2-3 day fast, dry fast if you can. I haven't spoken about dry fasting a lot because I want people to take it slow and fix the other things first. One thing you could fix would be sleeping properly, because it reduce the blue light. And get more sunlight. Get morning UV light, get afternoon UV light. That'll help set your cortisol melatonin level. that will help you get into autophagy when you're asleep. What's the main benefit of fasting, in my view, when it comes to tinnitus? It's autophagy. What can happen if you hit the right amount of sleep and a deep enough amount of sleep, and also you have 1 nap per day? You can hit autophagy when you're deep asleep at nighttime. Very, very interesting. Okay, if you sleep 8 to 8.5 hours, which is normally the human standard. Okay, so just to really summarize this, watch this video again. What did I really say here? The ear needs electrons in order to turn vibrations into electricity, in order to send that message electronically. Okay, remember the human is we are electric before we're chemical. Okay, and when you take these chemical drugs, they reduce the electronic function of the human body, including the ear. Okay, everything is electronic. Your heart beating, your muscles doing, moving around and opening your eyes and blinking and moving your jaw. That's all electronic frequencies. Okay, sending messages around and causing contractions in your muscles. That's all electronic. It's not chemical. You need to eat chemicals, okay, such as proteins, to build muscle and build your cells back. So you need animal proteins first of all. So we're getting rid of the dead cells by fasting and sleeping deep. And the next thing we're doing is we're eating plenty of protein and plenty of fat. We want fat in our body to store the toxins, okay? And we want the fat to, you don't want to have a really high protein diet and nothing else, because remember, when you digest protein, there are waste products similar to as there are when you metabolize sugar, such as acetate, acetaldehyde, ethanol, and lactate. And they cause pulsatile tinnitus and stuff like that, which is why you need animal fat, animal protein. So you've got to build the cells, and then you've got to get direct sunlight in your body. Talk to your doctor before you do any of this, obviously, but if you're a girl, fuck the makeup right off. I mean, if you're a guy and a girl, try and get as naked as you can. The #1 biggest testosterone increaser for a man is direct sunlight to the testicles. So find a place you can do that without getting arrested. Don't do it near a playground, for God's sake, please. Do it like, be smart about it in your backyard when no one can see. But get direct sunlight after speaking to your doctor, and especially if you're somebody who's got tinnitus from medication, stop looking for a solution inside other medications, because chances are those medications also include halides. And also, if you've got tinnitus from stress or noise trauma, and your doctor is trying to tell you should take Ativan or Zoloft or Xanax, think about what I just said. They will strip the electrons from the mitochondria, causing the ATP to slow down, which means that your ears are no longer efficient at hearing noise, and you'll get the ringing as a warning signal. It can't hear frequencies properly anymore. It's like it's searching for the frequencies. Where are these frequencies? You will get so many issues and so many problems. You can get pulsatile tinnitus, hyperacusis, vertigo, like fucking that, okay? Don't take that shit, it's garbage. But of course, speak to your doctor first, make up your own mind. Now, last thing, if you want to see me talk live online, I'm currently holding webinars a couple of times a day. So you can go down the bottom of this, go into the comments, or go below this video, click the link, enter in the time you want to see me talk, enter in your name, enter in your email, I'll send you the link. You can come watch me live. Hopefully it works out with your time zone. Once again, hope you enjoyed this video. This is Liam.